did The Crucible. As you know, that's a very well known play. I love that. I liked my role in it. I had a good time performing it, and we actually performed at a school. It was interesting. It wasn't the best location for me personally, but it was a good experience. I mean, I never did that in uni. Okay, I went to a school in doing that child abuse thing, but it's completely different, and I just didn't like it. Simple as that. It's just, as I say, the feeling of being with the people there and what I was doing, the role and everything like that. But the best play I did in college was some Guards by Terry Pratchett. I did that in December 2004, and there's nothing better that in any play whenever you perform, there's nothing better than when the audience is laughing with you. A comedy play, it just nothing compares. It was brilliant, and I was the main role in that as well, which is another reason. We did also the Blood Wedding by Lorca. Wasn't my favourite play. Now that's another point to mention. Now after Christmas of that year, Christmas 2004 going on to 2005. Sadly, my teacher Paul got cancer, and he couldn't teach us for the rest of the that term. So we had about 3 substitutes from January to March, and God, it was horrible. That was probably the worst time of the course. I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't quite the same without him, and he would have probably directed this Blood Wedding differently than what this woman did. But that was probably the worst play we did. It wasn't brilliant in my opinion, but still, I still had fun in rehearsals especially.
So really, you could have much more of a laugh in college just because there was more of a vibe going with the people that you were with.
Yeah,
you could have jokes.
I mean, that's what I mean. It's the people. How can I say this? I mean, the people I work with in college, sometimes, especially towards the end of the second year, they felt like family to me, because college was like a second home to me, because there's a lot of depressing things going on in my life at home, and there were times where at the end of the week of college I actually looked forward to going in Monday. I mean, when does that ever happen? I mean, education, you'd think, oh, you don't want to go into go and listen to lectures and study, but I actually looked forward to going in. That's how much of an impact it made on me. And I got on so well with everyone, which is what made the course great. And the last play we did was called The Skin of Our Teeth. And again, that was, unfortunately, that's when we were supposed to have Pete teaching us again, Pete Mulley, but he got a kidney stone, so he couldn't teach us. And again, we had another substitute, and it wasn't as good as I was was hoping it to be, but it was a lot better than Blood Wedding, and I did have fun with it. It was very good in the end, that performance, and again, looking back, I miss it. And then for the last 2 months, the last month, we were back with Pete, and we were doing like radio production, radio assignments and stuff. We had a great time. But to sum it all up, though, yeah, college had a stage. You could fit 60, 70 people in to perform in front of. Back to the cafeteria food. I enjoyed that more than what I did in uni, and it was partially because of the atmosphere and the people I was with. I suppose also as I was closer to home. I mean, no offence to Wales, but what the fuck, but yeah, that's just how I felt about it. And another thing, at the end of my second year, I actually made a special college memories video that I used using what was it I used?
Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker.
It wasn't Movie Maker, no, it was
Photo Story.
Yeah, Photo Story. Basically to make a slideshow of pictures of the last 2 years, and it was a really nice video that I'll always keep and look back on. Brings back great memories. Also, the very last day of college, my whole group and my teachers, even Paul, who got the all clear from cancer, which is great. Yeah, we went out for a meal in Chester, Chinese restaurant, and basically that was probably, to this day, 23rd of June 2005, probably the best day of my life. I'm not lying. The feeling I had, I had a great time. I was laughing till it hurt, you know, one of those moments, and at the end of it, I was probably in tears because, you know, I was saying goodbye to everyone. I knew I wouldn't see half of them again, but I had a great time. I mean, in uni, the last day, which I didn't feel anything. I went out with my group to a pub in Wrexham, had a few drinks, and I said goodbye like, oh, I'll see you tomorrow. It was like that sort of thing. There was no tears. I didn't feel anything at all, you know, and that just shows everything how college was. But also on the last day of college, my teacher Pete, what he did as well, he gave us, every student, an award. You know, like his little awards, like cockiest student, most annoying student, things like that, which made us all laugh because it really fit each person's personality. You can get me. For me, he gave me kindest student award because I was always the kindest student, apparently, and most improved male. The reason for that is because from the start of the course, as I said, I was really shy and quiet, and I was always holding back how I was in acting and things like that. And by the end of the course, I'd changed so much. My confidence had grown, not only as an actor, but as a person as well. I thank Paul and Pete for, you know, everything they taught me in acting. All the people, all my friends I worked with in that on that course, you know, I thank them for it because I feel it's made me a better person. And then sadly I go to university and it's just not at all the same, you know. I mean, at first I was expecting, oh yeah, it'll be a new environment, it'll be, you know, a good test for me to meet a new challenge, I'll meet new people, I'll get on great, and it just wasn't like that. So
was it because they were more formal in their teaching? Because they were just
they were just different. I mean, I think they tried acting so grown up, but at the same time, as I said, what I learnt from my teachers is what I learnt in college, but just in another way, maybe more of a deeper depth. But that's still, you know, it doesn't really, you know, change how I felt about it because it just wasn't what I learnt. It was performances, people, and the place, the atmosphere, the build. I just didn't like it. Yeah, that is my honest opinion. In my honest opinion, that is how I felt about it.
The first show of In My Honest Opinion, a true story of an experience of going through a university course, and the comparison between that university course at Glyndŵr Newy University compared to what it was like at West Cheshire College, and how the atmosphere can be so different and how the experiences can be so different between these two places. And of course the ultimate reaction to it and the video on YouTube. And of course you can watch that youtube.com/Dan290786 if you enjoy seeing a lot of orange. And thank you very much for sharing that story with us, Dan. So what is your least favourite university in the whole of the UK?
Are you deaf? Have you been listening to me for the last hour or however long we've been recording this?
Oh, I left the room at one point. Didn't quite get it.
Was I that boring, was I? Oh, thanks. Newy Glyndŵr was a piece of shit, and quite frankly it always will be, in my opinion. In my honest opinion, that is how I felt about the course. So thank you for listening. Anyone from Newy Glyndŵr, whatever you want to call the damn place, anyone who listens to this, I don't care if you're upset and you love it so much, the course, and you're not happy with my opinion, but just fuck off, because I don't have to associate with any of you again.
Okay, and I think that's a wrap.